Today is, wow. Okay, let's start this over again. The reason I paused for a second is because I couldn't remember if I hit the do not disturb on my phone, and I don't think I did. So that's why I was like, did I hit it? So, yeah, we'll see if I make it through this recording. Knowing my luck, the phone will start ringing. But anyways, today is Wednesday, April the 21st. I am your host, KC Phoenix, and this is My Daily Thought. Okay, sinuses are definitely better today. I think that butternut squash did it. Butternut squash has a lot of vitamin A in it. So that helped. Now I just have to get more magnesium in and I'll be good to go. So I took some magnesium a little bit earlier and I'm going to take some later tonight. And hopefully I will be able to sleep because that is what I need, sleep, my sleep varies. I usually sleep in increments, but I'm hoping that it will be better tonight. So fingers crossed. Anyways, let's get into this. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, and several other podcasting platforms. Also, KIRWKC on the social media platforms, which I'm being spammed on social media under my name, the KC Phoenix name, not under the KIRWKC account. It's just weird. On Facebook, I accepted a friend request and then all of a sudden, all of these other ones start coming in from people in Africa, which, not that I have anything against Africa, I love Africa. So yeah, it's all good, but I'm not sure if they are actual people. I'm like 85% sure they're bots, or most of them are bots, but we'll see what happens. Boy. Yeah. The thought today. Everyone has a role to play. That is my daily thought today. And spoiler alert, because I'm about to talk about a movie. That's how all of this came about. Because I know some people are like, well, how do you come up with these daily thoughts and things like that? Usually I reflect on something, whether it's something that happened in life or something that I heard. And I determine if it's something I should talk about. And everyone knows that I watch a lot of tarot card readings. And one of the readers that I like her channel is Born Without Boundaries is the name of her channel. By the way, if you are not into foul language, her channel is not the channel for you. She cusses a lot, but it's funny to me anyways. So she was doing her reading and she was talking about the movie Slumdog Millionaire. Believe it or not, I had never seen it until a week ago because I heard about it. You know, the movie came out in 2012, I think, maybe something like that. But I had never seen it. I actually wanted to see it, but I just never seen it. It was just one of those movies I never got around to seeing. I actually own movies that I've owned for years that I haven't even watched yet. So, things like that happen. But when she was doing her reading, she had said, hey, when she was explaining the situation in the reading, she's like, one thing that would really help you understand this is if you watch Slumdog Millionaire. She's like, if you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it. And I was like, okay, let me see what's going on. And it just so happens that Slumdog Millionaire was on sale. I was like, ooh, this is kind of serendipitous here. So I bought Slumdog Millionaire and I made it a point to watch it. And a lot of things made sense. However, and again, spoiler alert, If you have not seen the movie, spoiler alert. As I was watching the movie, I was finding myself irritated because of his brother. I was like, oh, his brother is just garbage. Why does he still put up with him? Why is this guy still in his life? Like, really? And the point of the movie is that some things are just destined. Some things they have to happen a certain way in order for you to get to the end, in order for you to get the prize at the end. And you can't get the prize at the end unless you go through something exactly the way you're supposed to go through it. And with Slumdog Millionaire, what had happened was, for those who are not familiar with the movie, it's about this guy who's on the Indian version, East Indian version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And he's from the slums. So he's answering all of these questions and doing really well. And they're saying, like, wait, what? How does he have the answers to these questions and he's from the slums? There are people who are highly educated who can't even get this far on this show. And it starts off with the lead character at a prison, or, at the police headquarters, being tortured because they're like, just go ahead and admit that you cheated. And he wouldn't admit that he cheated because he didn't. And when they start doing the replay of him answering the questions, every time it would go back to something that happened in his life that if it didn't happen, he wouldn't have known the answer to the question. And of course, it keeps going, he keeps going up and up and up and up, and so on and so forth. And it's just really interesting. But throughout that process, like I said, watching the movie, the brother just really irked me. The brother really irked me. And I had to step back for a second. And I was like, you know what? If the brother had not done some of the things he had done, that incident would not have happened the way it would have happened, where he would have been on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and where he would eventually end up winning it. It would have stopped at a certain point if his brother had not been involved in the process. And that's why something said to me, everyone has their role to play. And that's what the daily thought is. Everyone has their role to play. Good, bad, or indifferent. Everyone has their role to play. The liar has their role to play. The honest person has their role to play. The landlord has their role to play, and so on and so forth. Anyone who has touched your life, imagine that you are in this huge production, and anyone who has touched your life, they have their role to play. Whether they did good things for you, or whether they did bad things for you, or whether they didn't do anything for you. They were put in your life for a reason. Everyone has their role to play. There was something on Big Brother that Omarosa had said. I'm trying to remember it correctly. Something to the effect of, no man is my enemy. No man is my friend. Every man is my teacher. Which where she was saying, now how genuine she was at the time, that's between her and the divine, but where she was saying that interacting with people is all a teaching experience, good or bad or indifferent. It's all a teaching experience. You can't get that experience if the person doesn't play their role. If you ran into nothing but good people all the time, then you wouldn't know how to handle situations if all of a sudden you run into someone who's considered bad, and bad is subjective. If you dealt with people who tell the truth all the time, then you wouldn't know how to spot a lie as well. Hence, if you've dealt with liars from time to time, you have the experience to know, okay, this person may not be as honest as they're saying they're being, and so on and so forth. If you hadn't run into the thief that stole from you and mine, I bring up those two because if you follow my podcast, you know, two things I can't stand: a liar and a thief. I can't stand those two things. But if you had not run into the thief or had a moment of theft, you may not have learned how to protect your valuables better. Not saying that security is 100%, because in life nothing is truly secure. However, everyone has their role to play. And you can dwell on the glass half full type stuff, like, oh gosh, why did this, whatever. Or you can look at it as a learning experience. And in addition to that, you might look at it as you go further down the road and you have these experiences. I mentioned this before. If I had not had a situation with at one of my jobs in the past, I would not have learned some of the things I learned had that situation not happened. And that person, as dishonest as they were with what they did, and it was very dishonest. It was a flat out lie. And for those who follow my podcast, I'm sure I've told the story before. I'm not going to go into it because it's whatever. But if I hadn't had that experience, then I wouldn't have learned. Also, it wouldn't have put me on the road towards something else that turned out to be to my advantage later on. Everyone has their role to play. And that's kind of how you have to approach life, where there's of course the thing called hope. Hope doesn't cost anything. Hope is no additional charge, as I like to say. I don't like the word free that often, no additional charge. So yeah, hope is no additional charge. You can have as much hope as you want. And it's okay to hope that as you are navigating through life, as you are interacting with people who are playing their role, that those experiences that you have, good, bad, or indifferent, will be the reason that you reach, for those who follow my tarot card readings, that you reach your 10 of Cups, or your 10 of Pentacles, where you reach the abundance, where you reach ultimate happiness, where you reach wish fulfillment. It's a possibility you may not have been able to reach the full potential of that fulfillment, that abundance, had someone not played their role, again, good, bad, or indifferent, in your life. Everyone has a role to play. And that is my daily thought. Okay, so update. As long as, even though I'm still a little bit scratchy in the throat, my sinuses are pretty good. I think I'm going to eat some more butternut squash in a few days. As long as my sinuses stay as good as they are right now and things keep on going pretty much the way they're going, and I get my magnesium levels balanced out, next weekend I will do some tarot card energy readings. I will probably do it for the month of May for all 12 signs is what I will do. I was considering doing it this weekend, but I just don't want to push myself. Or I may start in the middle of the week next week and do it that way. So I'm on the fence. But definitely, as long as everything continues to go well, I may just go ahead and start doing it next weekend. This weekend, I'm going to be taking it easy. I'm going to watch Mortal Kombat, and I probably will talk about that too as well, and finish wrapping up some other things. So, because I have to be able to make my announcement next week, because I told you I've been working on something and I have to pull the trigger on it this weekend so I can announce it next week, and then I can tell you. So yeah, other than that, everything is good. For those who have been sending the good energy my way, I thank you. I send good energy back to you. So thank you. And KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform, KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share. Sharing is caring. Until next time, be blessed.